Poe-Cast. I'm Benjamin, your host, and today it's just going to be a relatively quick episode. I didn't really know what I was going to talk about. I thought I was going to talk about an online game, but I realized I don't really have any gameplay footage of that, and I should probably get that before I talk. So today is really just going to be a very short, sweet, quick army update, and maybe a little bit of a rant. So I got an email a couple days ago explaining that I had been invited to beta test for the Elder Scrolls Online, which I signed up for the beta/alpha about a year ago when I first, exactly a year ago when I started school, when I first heard about it. And they had an essay that you could write to get into it. They literally had everything that's normally in an application for an alpha or beta tester, you know. What's your age? Where do you live? How often do you game? Have you played this game series? But Elder Scrolls is very in-depth in story. Every single one of their video games has a 10 to 20 page book that you can read, and there's more than 100 books per game. So it's very in-depth, very story-based. It's one of those games that you can never finish because there's so many side quests that you just continue on in a never-ending search. But the games are amazing. I played Skyrim and Oblivion. I've also played a little bit of Daggerfall. I really want to play Morrow. I think I can remember the name of it, Morrowind. But the soundtracks are amazing. But anyways, I got an email from them saying that I was invited to beta test. Well, one, apparently I made an account to write the essay, which was like a 3.5, 4-page essay explaining why you should pick me as a video gamer, because that was one of the things that was required. And I was like, all right. And they said, of course they said, you know, it doesn't depend on how long it is I can get you in, but if you just prove to us and show us why. And I wrote a whole essay, and I got the invitation, which was exciting. I know, right? And wow, 1 out of 500, all these people that have applied, whatever number. And I can't remember my account username or password, because about that time one of my accounts got hacked, so I changed all my passwords and some of my usernames to completely different things, and I don't know what it is. And but apparently I sent it to my email. So I tried to make another account and send it to my regular email, but since I already had an account which I couldn't remember the password or the username to, linked to my original email, I couldn't get in to download it and send the code in. So pretty much I'm sitting on an empty invitation to play Elder Scrolls Online, which I've been waiting for ever since I started playing the Elder Scrolls series, and I can't, because I can't remember my password or my username. And it bugs me very, 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 very much. I wanted to be a Khajiit warrior mage, or, well, actually a necromancer knight, but can't do that now, because guess what, Benjamin? You can't remember what your stinking password is, or your username. And apparently it wasn't. I just declare war on everything that's Anyways, I didn't get to play Elder Scrolls Online like I wanted to, and it's gonna be bummed, but at least I know it'll be free to play, so I can enjoy it as much as I want when the game comes out. I'll probably just man up and make a new account and a fake email and forward it to my current email. I might even use the Poe-Cast email, don't know. Christopher, appreciate that. Sorry, Christopher. It's whatever. But anyway, army update. I've been doing a little bit of scratch building lately. If anyone's seen my personal Facebook page, which I'll try to upload more pictures to our Poe-Cast, but I've been doing a scratch build for a new Killa Kan recently, and I'm really excited about how it's been turning out. And I'll post pictures. I might even turn the camera around, but it was a very interesting story idea, because I brought a bunch of nid pieces. I'm going to call them nids. Just go with it. Tyranids, for anyone who don't know, in the Warhammer 40k universe are bioengineered weapons. They're like alien bugs. I believe the Tau started doing genetic research to make a weapon that was living and would take orders and would evolve to adapt to its natural surrounding. Naturally, whenever you do something that can think on its own, it starts thinking, why should it take orders? It's a hive mind, and they multiply like crazy. They went rampant, and they completely harvest and they devour whole worlds to power themselves and to make more Tyranids. So they're pretty scary. But anyways, onto my Killa Kan. I bought a bunch of Tyranid pieces for some reason, I don't know why, but I decided to make it into a Tyranid Killa Kan. Not a Tyranid Killa Kan, but a Tyranid Killer Kan. Move the comma around a little bit. Anyways, it's about, the basic background story is Warboss Bragbutt and his troop are running around, and they came across an orc tribe that had been completely wiped out by Tyranids, save one goblin, and of course there's a bunch of Tyranid body parts all over, and Big Mac Iron Nuts is like, "Oi, we need another volunteer for Killa Kan, but none of the blokes wants to do it." And Bragbutt's like, "Well, look over there, there's a little grub right there." So they picked him up and they slapped him in the Killa Kan, and somehow, I don't quite know how they did it, but they managed to hardwire the Tyranid technology, some of the Tyranid technology, into the Killa Kan. Really, I don't think it just managed, I think they just managed to like put the chassis over their guns and whatever. But they convinced the Grot that he had completely wiped out all the Tyranids that tried to destroyed his tribe, and then he passed out. Naturally, he thinks he's really, really kick butt, and well, he is. I mean, look at him right here. Well, bear in mind this is without gubbins, or gubbins are little added-on details or anything. But for a scratch build, he's looking pretty nice. His legs were inspired by an AT-ST when I was watching the Mythbusters, the Revenge of the Myth, the Star Wars edition. It was really good. I highly recommend people watch it. Everything was plausible, made my day, especially when they smashed the armored car with the logs and Ewoks. And I also have a new addition to my orc army, or at least I will. It's my orc shaman. He's gonna look really cool. Christopher and I have probably talked about him in the Poe-Cast, you know, Mumbo and that guy. It's this guy. I don't have him assembled or painted yet because I don't have the right base, so I'm not going to do that until I get a 40mm base, or whatever that is. But anyways, that's about the end for this edition of Boots Corner, the Poe-Cast. So subscribe to our video, subscribe to our channel, like this video. If you really, really liked us and you aren't friends with us on Facebook, give us a like on our Facebook page, the Poe-Cast, but hyphen between Poe and Cast, or follow us on Twitter at the Poe-Cast. Anyways, I'm Benjamin, and this is another edition of Boots Corner, signing off.